We are back at William Carey Tradition Campus with Dr. Ben Burnett, President of William Carey. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about the economic impact that William Carey has had, not just here at the Tradition Campus and on the coast, but in the Pine Belt and all over the state. You guys are doing some pretty impressive things.
Well, we feel like we are, and so we did this economic impact study to see for ourselves what impact we're having, but also to let the public know. You know, if they think, well, William Carey is a small private institution, well, a little over 5,000 students, so not small like we were 10, 15, 20 years ago for sure. And we're impacting, as we discussed in an earlier episode, education graduates, but also a huge number of medical school graduates, pharmacy graduates here at the Tradition Campus. But we're having an economic impact. And so we did this study where we factored everything in. A consulting firm did this and gained our economic impact on the entire state of Mississippi for the last 10 years. So on average economic impact. So that goes back a decade. So if we're averaging this, then obviously we've come a long way. And so the last 10 years, William Carey University's had an average economic impact of $136 million.
How does that drill down to what you're doing on the coast level?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. So I had them crunch the numbers for just the Hattiesburg area, where our home campus is, but also the Tradition Campus. And really, when I commissioned this study, I had the Tradition Campus mostly in mind because we're moving our growth here, and we want to build residential facilities on the Tradition Campus. And so we needed to know, are we having that kind of an impact? And the economic impact just for the Tradition Campus on average the last 10 years was $13 million a year. So, our employees are shopping locally, they're paying local taxes and paying state taxes. And our payroll, just the Tradition Campus over the last 10 years has increased 84%. So,
wow.
So it's not just salary raises. Any of our employees can tell you that's not just from salary raises, unfortunately, but we're employing so many more people because of the addition of, the pharmacy school and the other growth at the Tradition Campus. So 84% up to a payroll of $6.2 million. So when you crunch that out into all of those employees shopping locally, paying local taxes, not to mention the economic impact we have of all of our education graduates, going to the local schools along the Gulf Coast, the pharmacy graduates, our nursing graduates, which is huge.
I think that stretches a little bit further because you guys here at William Carey do a lot to make the experience or to make the education piece of it more affordable.
Absolutely. We've discussed before, we're ranked #1 in the state for best value of all public and private institutions in the state of Mississippi. And most people think a private school, I can't even consider that on my budget, but we've made it to where it's as affordable as going to the public route, and with paying for our textbooks for our undergraduate students, oftentimes it's a lot more affordable.
Right, it's not, you guys are doing extremely well, and I feel like you have some divine intervention helping you.
Well, God has blessed us through our entire history. If you go back and look at our whole history, we started in the town of Poplarville. Most people don't know that. And a couple of fires actually moved the campus to Hattiesburg. And of course, then the Hattiesburg campus had the tornado of 2017. The coast well remembers 20 years ago now. I can't believe it's been 20 years ago since Katrina, in which we were moved to this location to start over again. And with each setback or disaster, we feel like that the hand of God has helped us, and the benevolence of all the Baptists of the state, but just everybody in the state who has given money to help rebuild and to help us along the way. We certainly feel like that God has blessed us.
Well, and it's reflective in the niche.com rankings we mentioned in a previous episode. You guys are having such a large economic impact. You to be the #1 Christian university in the state,
right.
It goes without saying that you're having, not only are you having that kind of an impact in just the local economy where you're operating and statewide, but you're also being able to deliver to those students who choose William Carey as a place for their education.
Absolutely, and we want to impact through a Christian view every student that's graduating from William Carey University. And we're serving in the rural parts of Mississippi. We have 142 doctors who've graduated just in the last 5 years who are serving in rural health clinics in the state of Mississippi, 142. 77% of our education graduates are serving in schools in Mississippi. Nursing graduates, we average about 75 a year who go in rural health clinics. And that's not to mention all the others who graduate. 825 nursing majors this fall alone.
That's huge.
That is huge. That's a very big deal. And the program here at Tradition is a major reason for that success and those numbers. The nursing program here at Tradition, very, very strong.
Well, we've talked about the education piece, but it also goes without saying for those individuals who are more sports-minded, William Carey stepping up to the plate across the board with sports as well.
21 athletic teams. Last year we won 12 conference championships. And since last time we visited, we crunched the numbers of last athletic calendar to see what our winning percentage was and how it stacked up to the rest of the state. So in 23-24, William Carey University Athletics won 68% of our ball games, which ranked #1 of all university and college athletic programs in the state. So if you're not following William Carey Athletics, you're really missing out. And at the time of our taping this episode, our women's basketball team, which about half of that team are Gulf Coast products, all along the Mississippi Gulf Coast. All but one of our women's basketball players are from Mississippi. So it's a very local flavor, has a big following, and as of today, they're 21-0.
Wow.
So, and they made it to the first round of the national championship tournament last year and won the conference championship, coach of the year. So, of course, our baseball program is widely known for its success.
Absolutely.
Ranked in the top 10 preseason, and they had a good start last weekend in their first series, won that series. And our Hall of Fame coach, Bobby Halford, who's the winningest baseball coach in the history of college baseball in Mississippi, 1,300 now and 39 wins. I have to start adding two with this year. He was inducted in the NAI Hall of Fame, National Hall of Fame just recently. So a lot of athletic things. And we are moving for the future. We've got a good bit of land surrounding us here at Tradition that we want to do things in the future with the residential facilities, but we just recently announced about a week or two ago that at the Hattiesburg campus we bought 107 acres that's adjacent to our campus. It's undeveloped, unused land, so we doubled our footprint size on the Hattiesburg campus.
Well, see, there you have it. Whether you're focused on education, whether you like sports, William Carey has something to offer you. Dr. Burnett, thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.